Hi friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Myself Subramaniam and I am having a great joy in presenting this video to you all. This is my first video in this YouTube channel. Let's now jump into today's topic of this video, dividend yielding public sector companies, government's cash cow. I presume that the viewers of this video may be having a basic knowledge of what is a stock market is and how does it functions. Okay, now what is a dividend? Dividend is the distribution of a portion of the company's earnings or net profit to the shareholders, which is a token of reward for shareholders' investment in a company's equity. A general rule is that the major portion of the profits generated by a company is kept within the company as retained earnings, which represent the money to be used for the company's ongoing and future business activities, and the remainder is allocated to the shareholders as a dividend. However, certain companies have limited scope for reinvestment back to their company and hence declare huge percent of profits as dividends to their shareholders. Two important terms which we will be using in our today's video are dividend yield and dividend payout ratio. Now, what is a dividend yield? A dividend yield is the ratio of a company's annual dividend compared to its share price. The dividend yield is represented as a percentage and is calculated using the formula dividend yield is equal to annual dividend divided by share price. The dividend yield is the estimated 1-year return of an investment in a stock based only on the dividend payment. Now, what is the dividend payout ratio? It is the ratio of the total amount of dividends paid out to shareholders relative to the net income of the company. That is, it is the percentage of the net profit paid to the shareholders as dividends. So, with this background about dividend payments, we shall now see the companies in India which are regularly paying dividends to its shareholders. In the current COVID-19 destruction seen in the stock market, in uncertain times like now, investors would be better off seeking refuge in pockets of safety rather than growth stocks. Stock market experts also suggest that stocks that yield high dividends have a dual benefit. The stock price goes up when the market phase changes and the dividend income earned also stays. So, a good dividend yield will give you a steady income. It is more like a fixed deposit returns that banks give for our investments where we get fixed returns. With the current scenario of reduced fixed deposit interests in banks, it makes sense to invest in these high dividend yield stocks. But we need to keep in mind that we need to invest in companies that are profitable and have a good business model so that we can see through any short-term disruptions and stay investors. So, with the help of newspaper articles and open source reliable content, I have compiled a list of stocks that have given high dividend yield in the past. The common relationship among these stocks in this list are that all these stocks are public sector companies. Public sector companies are those where the company's stock are majorly owned by the government. So, now what if we are investing in these public sector companies? First of all, why should we consider investing in these companies? As you all know, in a public sector company, government is the majority owner and the government is more interested that the company pays as much dividend as possible so that the government can balance its fiscal deficit better. So now, what is a fiscal deficit and why is the government worried about the shoot up in fiscal deficit figures? A fiscal deficit is the difference between the government's total revenue and total expenditure in a financial year, or simply it is the rupee spent by the government in excess of income generated by the government. Generally, fiscal deficit is calculated as a percentage of gross domestic product, that is the GDP. It becomes a worry for the government when fiscal deficit shoots up beyond a threshold limit. One of the major problems with fiscal deficit is that the larger it is, the larger the government's borrowing from the market and from external sources such as World Bank or Asian Development Bank, etc. So, a better fiscal deficit will always be in the government's agenda while presenting their yearly budget, and the government will always try to find ways to reduce the fiscal deficit. Now, the next question is, how will the government try to reduce its fiscal deficit? As we know, in a developing economy like India, the government may not be able to reduce its expenditure to a great extent. So, it needs to increase its income. The three major sources of income for a government are increasing its tax slabs, divestment of its stake in public sector companies, and dividend from public sector companies. In the current COVID-19 crisis, it is now increasingly difficult for the government to increase tax slabs or to complete the targeted divestments. Also, the estimates from major rating agencies state that Fiscal deficit for India in financial year 2021 shall shoot up to 6% against the budget target of 3.5%. So, the third and key source of income that is the government receives year on year is the dividends from the public sector companies. So, higher this income, better for the government. The higher amount of public sector companies' dividends to its shareholders in the past few years can be attributed to the guidelines issued in 2016 by the Ministry of Finance, Department of Economic Affairs. This 2016 guideline says that every public sector company would pay a minimum annual dividend of 30% of their profit or 30% of government equity, whichever is higher. This was earlier only 20% of the profit. Hence, this source of dividend income will be continued to be received by the government in financial year 2021 as well, and also in the future years to come. Here, I would like to present you one more fact that between the year 2000 and 2017, BSE PSU index delivered the same return as Sensex, that is a CAGR of approximately 35%, and therefore it is wrong to say that PSUs are perpetual underperformers. Now, this screen shows the 15 high dividend yield public sector companies, and I have sourced this data from the financial year 2019 annual reports of these companies. We can see that March 31st, 2019 position of all these public sector companies and their dividend yields as on that date. Majority of them have a healthy cash balance sitting on their balance sheet, and all of them have a strong dividend payout ratio. And the average payout ratio for these 15 companies in financial year 2019 has been 46%. Which is considered an excellent payout in the Indian stock market standards. Companies like Coal India, NMDC paid high dividends in the past few years as their capex requirements were low. Oil India, Coal India, ONGC, NALCO, NMDC, Power Grid, etc. are all cash-rich public sector companies, and their shares are currently trading at good valuations. The total cash balance as on 31st March 2019 in these 15 companies has been around rupees 37,298 crore. With the current share prices of all these public sector companies are down from the previous year March 2019 levels by an average of 60%, these public sector companies are now at an attractive valuations for investing. If we see the 2020 Union Budget document, Government of India's actual dividend income from public sector companies in financial year 2019 was rupees 43,052 crore. And for the financial year 2020, it is budgeted to be rupees 48,256 crore, of which 75% dividend income is from the top 15 non-financial central public sector companies. With the Union Budget projecting public sector companies' dividend to increase by 36.25% to rupees 65,746 crore in financial year 2021, we need to be positive towards the well-performing quality public sector companies, at least for the next few years. One more point we need to consider here is the scrapping of the dividend distribution tax announced in the Union Budget 2020. Till March 2020, companies distributing dividends were liable to pay tax at an effective rate of 20.56%. The abolition of dividend distribution tax now requires all equity investors to treat their dividend receipts as income and pay taxes on it at their applicable slab rates as per the classical system of dividend taxation that is prevalent. In the case of public sector companies, given that their largest shareholder, the government, isn't liable for any income tax, it is very likely that it will insist on all the savings from that dividend distribution tax abolition being paid out as dividends. Hence, some of the public sector companies which already yield high dividend may have reason to up their dividend payments further in the future. Most of the public sector companies are all building into attractive yields, and it is more a case of the government urging these companies to be more liberal in dividend payouts to help bridge the budget gap. Now, though all these points discussed seem to make the public sector companies a lucrative choice of investment, they do indeed come with few drawbacks. First thing is, notably, all state oil companies have posted a decline in half-yearly profits during H1 financial year 2020. Companies fear that a higher outgo in the face of lower profits would interfere with their planned spending or force them to borrow more, raising their finance costs. Second thing is, the top 15 non-financial public sector companies as of 31st March 2019 owe the government Rs 25,900 crore of statutory dues to be paid. Quite often, the value offered by dividends is negated by the price fall. Stock markets give more weightage to plowback of profits at a high return on equity than dividend payouts. So, we also need to be careful about these drawback points while investing in these public sector companies. Also, we need to consider dividend payments from the public sector companies that have followed a good trend at least in the last 2 to 3 years. In fact, we should make sure that the high dividend payouts are not impacting the long-term growth prospects. Hence, we need to be cautious in picking these public sector companies, as dividend alone shouldn't be the reason to invest in public sector companies. So, an ideal public sector company to invest should be decided based on its improved profitability, or at least stable profitability, strong cash being maintained in its balance sheet, good corporate governance, and of course, its dividend yield. This brings us to the end of this video. Also, if you would like to receive more videos from our channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We will meet you all with another video in a short while. Till then, signing off from you is Subramaniam. Bye all, take care, stay safe and stay at home.